stream on my phone. Okay, we're going to do a playthrough of Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition. One of the interesting things about this game is that it has an electronic companion app. So you can either download the app for your iPad, iPhone, or Android device. It also runs on PC, which is what I'm streaming it from. It's the Steam app. So one of the cool things about it is it plays atmospheric music and has a little bit of voice acting, but it also controls a lot of what happens in the game. So if you've played Betrayal, A House on a Hill, this will be somewhat similar, but this is a better game in my opinion. So there's some setup steps. We've chosen a scenario and told the game which investigators are playing. These are the items that told us to start the game with. I am playing Carolyn Fern, and Michelle is playing
Min Tai Fen.
You slump into your office chair after another long day of interviews. You've been investigating the disappearances surrounding a wealthy neighborhood for 2 weeks, but you have nothing to show for it. The telephone rings. You answer and hear the panicked voice of an older man.
Is this the investigator who visited the Vanderbilt estate?
You thumb through the files on your desk. William Vanderbilt, a wealthy bachelor, mother recently deceased. He has refused to meet with you, but you are able to speak to several members of his serving staff.
This is Eugene, Mr. Vanderbilt's butler. I didn't know who else to call. The police think I'm crazy. Unnatural things have started happening here. I'm worried for my master. I think he's in danger. Please, help.
Finally, a lead. You hang up the phone, throw on your coat, and leave for the Vanderbilt estate.
We have to put the picture.
place the lobby tile and other stuff is indicated.
I need you to go back to find out where I need to put the picture.
It'll show us in a second.
I don't think we have a Carolyn Fern.
Just give me anything. You have a lantern token?
Uh-uh. Nope, that goes over here.
This is supposed to be like this.
Well, I was asking you to leave it for me so that I could see.
All right, so now each investigator can take up to 2 actions per turn. There's a list of different actions you can take, and you can choose which order the players go in. So, what do you want to do?
I guess I'll go in that question mark.
All right. So, 1 action to search. Right, so you gain 1 clue, and then I guess I'll read the whole thing. Paper stacked on the table are invitations marked with today's date. Stars have come round to their positions in the cycle of eternity. The Vanderbilt Astronomy Association cordially invites you to a celebratory evening. Gain 1 clue, then discard this search token. All right, you have 1 more action. That's a room, and that's a space, and that's a space. So these white lines on the board indicate a space. So we're currently in this checkerboard area, or checkerboard tile.
I'll go to this door.
So to go there would be an action. Right. So you're going to explore this door.
The other one? Or, yeah, I guess that's it.
Door leads to a small front room of the mansion. So now the app tells us which tile to get. The light from the entry shines into the dimly lit office as you open the door. A lamp sits on a large wooden desk, casting long shadows across a mess of papers and books scattered around the room. Discard the Explore token and place the office tile in a wall as indicated.
Here's the office tile.
Right, the desktop under the lamp is cluttered with papers. Place a search token as indicated. Across the room, a bookcase stacked with books and other items stands against one wall. Among the items, you spot something useful. Place the whiskey common item as indicated. An investigator can pick up an item in his space as part of the trade action. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Right, so that's your 2 actions. All right, there's noise coming
Can't find a
from
whiskey.
this room, so I'm going to explore this room as 1 action. Ruckus can be heard on the other side of this door, shouting the crash of pots and pans. And is that hissing? The door swings open to reveal a dining room in chaos. An aging man in a tailcoat scrambles through a serving window into the kitchen as he tries to escape a strange black creature writhing on the dining room table. Discard the Explore token and place the dining room tile and a wall as indicated.
We're missing cards. I can't find the whiskey anywhere.
It's a dining room. creature turns to face you. Its black serpentine body shifts to and changes, playing tricks on your eyes as you try to focus on it. The creature unfurls its leathery wings and unleashes a blood-curdling screech. Spawn a hunting horror as indicated. Yeah, what's this, isn't it? So another fun, interesting thing about this game is that Christopher Burdett did the models for it. The creature turns to face you. Its black serpentine body should spawn and suffer 2 horror. Okay, but I get a chance to negate some of the damage. By making a will check. Carolyn's will rating is a 5, so I roll 5 dice. And I have 2 elder signs, so those are successes, and I negate all of the horror damage. The center of the dining table, a carving knife sits embedded in a roast. Place a knife common item as indicated. An investigator can pick up an item in his space as part of the trade action. Okay, well, we're just going to play without it. Oh, it's actually in this side of the room. China cabinet stands against the wall, though it looks to have been repurposed to store all manner of knickknacks. Place a search token as indicated. You can see a kitchen through the serving window. Most of the cabinets are ajar due to the food preparation, but one that has been locked shut with a chain catches your attention. Place a search token as indicated. In the kitchen, you can also see that someone has left the refrigerator open. Water leaks out into a puddle on the floor. You spot the old man you saw climbing through the serving window, huddling in the corner behind the oven. Sweat beads off his brow and his eyes bulge in terror. Place a person token as indicated. This is Eugene, the butler. You may move 1 space into the explored area. All right. So I only have 1 action left. Have this holy water. Doesn't really help me that much in a fight. Well, I guess I'm going to try my luck fighting this thing anyway. It's better to attack it than to wait to be attacked. Attack unarmed. You strike at the beast's outstretched limbs, hoping to weaken its ability to strike back. Make a strength 2 check. If you pass, the creature's limb recoils from the impact. The monster suffers 2 damage. If you fail, the limb seems to absorb the impact of your attack. So I have 3 dice. Got 2 successes. Right. So that was 2 actions. So I'll pass the turn. As Mentai Fan is walking, she suddenly trips over something and stumbles to the ground. Place a Holy Cross item in Mentai Fan's space. She suffers 2 damage. Make an agility +1 check to negate. You could use a clue token to convert that to a success.
Okay.
So that becomes a success. So you'll only take 1 damage. Or you could use your candles if you wanted.
It's fine.
So that converts them all to a success. So you take no damage. The hunting horror moves up to 3 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible, and it attacks each investigator in range. Alright, so it's in range of me, it's going to attack me. The creature emits an ear-piercing cry. You are uncertain whether the sound emerges from some orifice or is simply the result of its writhing claws scraping against its slate gray hide. Make a will 2 check. If you pass, you cover your ears and block out the pain. If you fail, the sound deafens you to everything but the echoing scream that suddenly sounds all too human. Suffer 2 face down damage and become dazed. Alright, a pretty good will check. 5. Got 2, so I negate the damage. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range with the highest horror rating. After all horror checks have been resolved, tap the end phase button to continue. How can such a monster exist? It flutters on wings too small to support its bulk, sliding sinuously through spaces where it should not fit. Its every movement sends a terrible thrill running down your spine. Suffer 3 horror, will -1 negates, so I'll get 4 dice. Got 2, so I suffer 1 horror. Absolute terror. You make a very small noise somewhere in the back of your throat. You find that you are weeping silently. This card I have to resolve immediately. Suffer 1 additional face down horror, then flip this card face down. So I have 2 of those now. All right. Do you want to go first?
I don't care. It's bothering me I can't find that card.
Okay, well, do something.
Oh, in there.
The desk is covered in random clutter with a small space cleared in front of the chair for working. You dig through the dense paperwork, cluttering the desk, looking for anything of interest. Make an observation check. Nope, 0 successes. Your eyes glaze over as you stare at paper after paper of accounting numbers and other such mundane details. Oh, but it's there, so I guess you can try again. All right. I am
That's
going...
only one action
Oh,
for
yeah,
me.
you get one more action.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
I got 3, and I can reroll 1 dice because Min lets me do that. 4.
4 successes, that's a lot. As you shuffle through the seemingly endless paperwork covering the desk, you spot a weathered journal that looks out of place amidst the mundane clutter. The cover of the journal is marked Lilith Vanderbilt. Gain the old journal unique item and discard the search token. The investigator holding the old journal can read through its entries by interacting with it in the app. So let's see what this says. Journal of Lilith Vanderbilt. The pages are torn and frayed from hard use. You turn to an entry from several years ago. William has gotten increasingly secretive since he started that astronomy association. He has been working on some secret project in the attic and even installed a lock and alarm to keep people out. What he does not know is that I have found the wiring he installed in his bedroom in the back of the house. I can use it to unlock the door to the attic when he is gone. Gain 1 clue. Sounds like we need to get to the attic. Journal entries continue on for several months. You can continue reading as an action. Well, you don't have any more actions. All right. I want to pick up the knife as one action, since I'm already in the room with the theme. Also as an action, Carolyn Fern can discard a 1 horror face down. Oh no, wait, that costs me an action. I don't want to do that yet. It's not a free thing. I will attack the creature. Knife is a bladed weapon. You approach the creature, aiming to cripple its outstretched limb. Make an agility 2 check. If you pass, your blade punches a grisly hole in the appendage. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage plus your test result. If you fail, the appendage whips up with supernatural speed and catches you in the side of the head. Become dazed. So, wow, her agility is worse than her strength. So, that did not help at all. I will spend a clue to convert that to a success. So I will have 3 successes against it, which should be enough to kill it. creature lurches to the ground dead. Hearing the monster's final fate, the old man in the kitchen cautiously steps out. Move Eugene as indicated. Get rid of this. All right. That's all of my actions for this turn. You've taken all of your actions, so we have to pass turn. Carolyn Fern's muscles spasm and lock suddenly, and for no apparent reason, Carolyn Fern suffers 1 face down damage. Strength check negates. So we got 3 dice. And I negate it. All right. What actions do you want to take?
Yes, I'll pick that up.
Okay.
And I'll move back in here.
You can move up to 2.
Oh,
Okay. That's one action. I'm going to interact with the butler. The old man brushes himself off and tries to calm his shaking composure. You came just in time. Thank you so much for saving me. The name is Eugene. We spoke earlier today. I have heard noises from the attic, but the door is locked. I think something bad is going to happen. I guess we'll ask him if he's okay. The butler puts on a weak smile and the two of you chat for a minute. By the end of the conversation, he seems much calmer. Please take this with you. It's always brought me luck. Gain the lucky rabbit's foot common item. Then each investigator in the dining room and kitchen discards 1 horror. Sweet. Need the rabbit's foot. Here either.
where are the cards going?
These are all spells. There it is. Never mind, I just missed it. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Once per round, you may re-roll 1 die. I'll interact with him again. Eugene calmly tells you what happened before you arrived. Several robed figures entered the mansion through the side door and took Mr. Vanderbilt to the attic. Soon after they arrived, I could hear them chanting. Those ruffians took Mr. Vanderbilt to the attic. You can get to the attic through the west door of the hall, but the door is locked. Mr. Vanderbilt likely keeps the key in his weight. I'm not sure if you want me trusting you with this. So I get to make an influence check. I have 4 dice. I got 1 success. No. Mr. Vanderbilt would not like me talking about that with strangers. Well, just saved your life. You think you could give me some information? All right. That's my 2 actions.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Don't have anywhere to be tomorrow.
Michelle took 2 actions, so we'll pass.
Hi.
Mentai Fan runs frantically from some unseen evil only to lose her footing. Make an agility check. You need 2 successes. If she passes, she stumbles but catches herself before falling. If she fails, she slams head first into a wall. Mentai Fan suffers 1 face down damage and becomes stunned. All right. All right, so nothing good happened, but nothing bad either. All right, you get 2 actions. I'm going to explore this. An end table stands against the wall, holding a telephone. Search. You try the drawer, but warped wood has left it stuck shut. Make a strength check. It's not having any luck today. Oh, you have 1 more action. You can try again.
I can actually re-roll one.
Okay. Struggle with the drawer, but to no avail. It remains stuck.
Guess I'll try it again. With a powerful tug, you open the drawer, causing the phone to go crashing to the ground. Inside the drawer, you find an item that looks like it has been sitting there for quite some time. Gain the medical textbook common item, then discard the search token. What is it?
Medical textbook. All right, well, we know his bedroom is in the back. So I'm going to use a move action. It's 1 space, 2 spaces, and then I'll explore this room. Door leads deeper into the mansion. The door opens to a dim hallway that winds through the heart of the mansion. Place the hall corner 2 and hall end tiles as indicated, and discard all explore tokens leading to this room.
Hall corner 2, and what's the other one?
Hall end.
There's the hall end.
This doesn't look right.
And that's hall corner 2.
Let's see if there's another hall end, because it doesn't have a rug.
But that's the same icon.
They are double-sided.
I know.
Oh, never mind. They just go like this. Wood nest stands against the wall. Place a search token as indicated. Someone acting in a hurry has knocked over a stack of papers. Place search token.
3 door leads to other rooms.
This one has way too.
Yep. You could use the surrounding furniture to barricade the doors. Should the need arise, place a barricade as indicated. You may move 1 space. And that was my 2 actions, so we've both taken 2 actions, so we go to Mythos phase. The clues you have gathered disprove everything you once knew about the world. This Mythos event affects the investigator with the most clues. It's Min. You review your notes, attempting to reconcile your new information with the world you remember. Make a lore check. You need 2 successes. If you pass, you determine that your past ignorance was understandable but dangerous. If you fail, you discard your entire previous world view. Suffer 1 face down horror and discard 2 clues. Oh, that's really helpful. Don't you get a reroll? All right. You suffer 1 face down horror and discard 2 clues.
Which one's the horror?
Right, you get 2 actions. It's 1. Can explore that. A desk sits against the wall, being used as an end table. It has several large drawers locked by a combination. You attempt to unlock the combination lock on the drawers. Tap to attempt the puzzle using observation.
So what do I do?
Then you roll observation.
Okay.
In the book.
I got 3 correct. Or I got.
A code puzzle is a type of puzzle in which an investigator attempts to determine code made of 3 or more pieces, numbers, or runes. The unique pieces to make up the code are displayed at the top of the screen. Each piece can be used any number of times. As a puzzle step, an investigator can guess the code. It does so by dragging 1 piece into each of the current guess brackets and selecting guess. After submitting a guess, the investigator will receive information about his guess. The app will mark each incorrect guess with the number of success results and investigation results. Each Eldritch sign indicates that a single piece of the guess is the correct piece and is correctly positioned within the code. Each clue indicates that the guess containing a single correct piece, but that piece is not in the correct position. Puzzle solve, an investigator guesses the correct code.
I'm guessing I get 3 guesses.
You probably get 3 guesses, yes.
All right. 2, 2, 5.
You had 2 of them, right?
Let's try.
But it means you got something in the right position too.
Right. I got 2 of them in the correct position.
So it's probably 2, 2.
I'm going to do 2, 2, 3 this time. Okay. So try 325. What? That doesn't make sense.
So these are right. You just don't have them in the right order. Because one
right,
of these
but
is
it said
correct.
2 of them were in the correct position in the first try. So then I changed the 5 to a 3. Then it told me 1 was in the correct position and 1 was the correct symbol. So then I brought back the 5, and I did 325. Now it's only saying 1 is in the correct position, and then 2 of them are the correct symbols.
Right.
So the only other option would be 5,
Right.
2, 3.
Yeah, but you're out of guesses.
Right.
So you might want to write this down.
I got it.
All right, close.
I mean, by logic, that's what it's got to be.
All right. I get 2 actions. So it cost me 1 action to go here and another action to explore back. You know his bedroom's in the back. So I guess I'll keep trying to go backwards. Back of the
But
building.
it also could be back here.
You suspect the unmarked door leads to a bedroom. The door opens into a bedroom that seems modest compared to the decor in the rest of the mansion. Discard this explore token and place the bedroom 2 tile as indicated. Near the door, a small writing desk holds an immense book. Place the search token as indicated. Far corner, a large chest sits next to the master bed. You may move 1 space. Right, that was my 2 actions, so now we go to the mythos phase. Carolyn Fern suddenly stumbles and falls into a pit that extends deep into the earth. After falling for what feels like a lifetime, she slams hard into the ground where she started. Carolyn Fern suffers 2 damage and 1 horror. Observation plus 1 negates. You need 3 successes to avoid all of it. You get 5 dice. I'll spend a clue to negate all of it. A robed figure appears from a secret door and begins searching around. Upon seeing signs of other people, the figure yells, "There is someone here." You hear a muffled response from another part of the estate. "Get rid of them." Spawn a dark druid as indicated. Dark Druid.
There should be one. Here's one.
Okay. The Dark Druid moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator, then it attacks the investigator in its space with the lowest willpower.
Can't reach any of us.
So 1, 2. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against a monster within range, or not in range.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do you want to do?
One back here.
You can try this again.
Mm-hmm.
Make an observation.
Five, 2, 3.
You haven't done 2, 3, 5.
I guess 2, 3, 5.
Yeah, it has to be 2, 3, 5, because that 2 and that 5 are correct. You figure out the combination, and the drawers pop open with an audible click. Inside, you find a grotesque statuette of an octopoid dragon and something else that might be of use. Gain the bandages common item, the grotesque stone unique item, and 1 clue. That was 1 action. What's your other action? A wood plaque marked library is fastened to the center of the door. You want to explore?
Yeah. I am the librarian after all.
The door creaks on its hinges as you push it open to reveal the library. Bookshelves line the walls. Discard the explore token to place the library tile in the wall as indicated. Now we're supposed to have a wall inside. Pile of research materials that have been recently used sits on a small wooden desk. Place a search token as indicated. A robed figure is pushing a bookshelf back into place. Place a search token as indicated. figure shouts with alarm upon seeing you. Spawn a witch in the library as indicated, then suffer 1 horror. It will check negates.
Okay, so I get to roll an additional die with will checks.
Find a witch.
Alright, I got 2.
Okay, so you negate all the damage.
There was the Dark Druid. We played this board before. We should have all of these.
Yeah, but we may not have played. I think we're having to use these because it's we're playing a first edition character. You may move 1 space. Alright, now I've got actions. I'm already here, so I'll take a look at this. A modest writing desk sits in the corner of the bedroom, holding a massive tome that almost covers the desk's entire surface. You pull a creaking wooden chair up to the desk and attempt to decipher the archaic scribblings on the tome's pages. Make a lore check. I have 3 dice. Uh-oh. I'll use my lucky rabbit's foot to re-roll. 1 success. As you read, the very words seem to twist and change before your eyes. The pages speak to you of unknowable truths that leave your mind reeling. Suffer 1 horror and gain the arcane manuscript comment item. Ooh, get a bonus to a lore check. Alright, I will move over into this room. And those are my 2 actions. Anti-fan absent-mindedly touches a hand to the wall and is overcome with visions of betrayal and bloodshed during the construction of this accursed building. Anti-fan suffers 3 horror. Make a will +1 check to negate.
3. I got 5 dice.
Oh, you negate all of it. Dark Druid moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator.
4.
1. So it was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no real. You already have a monster. I'll make it move towards me.
Can he move through a wall?
Oh, it is a wall. So it was here? Or was it here?
He was there.
Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's to move to you.
So just put him right there.
1.
Still not in the space. Also attacks.
The witch inhales, eyes rolling up, and seems to flicker partially out of the world. A flickering, ever-moving shadow appears, streaking towards you. Make agility check. You need 1 success. If you pass, you roll aside as a unreal double lashes out. Suffer 1 face-down damage. If you fail, the apparition flickers into existence behind you and strikes you with fists that feel all too substantial. Suffer 2 damage and become stunned. Ooh.
I fail.
Alright, you take 2 damage and you get the stun condition. Are these the condition cards? Yep. There you go. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range with the highest horror rating. After all horror checks have been resolved, tap the end phase button to continue.
Which was the horror check?
Should tell me. Yeah, the witch is in range, so confirm. The witch gestures and blood bubbles up from the ground at your feet. Make a will check. You need 2 successes. If you pass, you ignore the gruesome pools. If you fail, the smell fills your nose and mouth and you retch. Suffer 1 horror and become dazed. Alright, you suffer 1 horror and become dazed. Like you leave the room to try and kill the dark druid so you aren't getting beat up. Then I have to spend actions getting back. It's probably best. But you can take your turn first if you want.
I only get 1 action.
So attack the witch.
I guess.
Do you have a weapon?
Bladed weapon.
You swap your weapon from hand to hand, circling your foe and looking for an opening. When you find one, you lunge forward with diabolical speed. The monster suffers damage equal to your test result. So agility +1.
Plus 1. 3.
Well, you killed it. This is just gone. So I don't even know if I can get there. 1, 2. No, 1 action lets me move 2. It's 1 action, 2 actions, but then I couldn't attack. And it'll attack me. No, I can't get there. No, I get to move 2 per move. Can't attack it.
I get to discard both of these now.
Okay. The light dies slowly. Place darkness in each space in the dining room. This mythos event affects each investigator in the dining room. Just none of us.
No effect then.
Yeah, but we gotta place the darkness tokens.
Which one's the darkness tokens?
Let's say it's this. Each space in the dining room. druid begins an intricate ululation, throwing both hands into the air. Clouds swirl down from the sky to gather around the twisted figure. Make an observation 2. 4 dice, I need 2 successes. Got 2. If you pass, the clouds do little more than obscure your vision. If you fail, the pressure and chill of the surrounding clouds make it hard to draw a breath. Suffer 2 face down damage. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range. I'm the only one. Resolve a horror check. Blood bubbles out of the druid's mouth, either from an old wound or perhaps a recent meal. The savage grin makes your veins run cold with fear. Flip 2 horror face up. Oh, that's probably bad. Resolve immediately. Suffer sudden shock. I drop 2 random items, then flip this card face down. Absolute terror. Suffer 1 additional face down horror, then flip this card face down. Grab a 6-sided die. One, two, three. Discard the knife. Discard the holy water. All right. That ends the mythos phase. Right. What actions do you want to take? Peering behind the bookshelf, the robed figure was moving. You see runic circles inscribed on the wall. Push aside the shelf and attempt to decipher the strange ritual markings on the wall. Tap to attempt the puzzle using lore.
What is it with me and puzzles? I hit 3 moves. How does this move?
This is a slide puzzle, so you can move like a tile up or left.
Move the bottom to the left.
This one?
Yeah. And then up. Bottom, middle, to the right. That's all the moves I got.
All right. You have one more action.
I'll do that again.
You have this other thing in the room. Large scroll showing the solar system is sprawled across a pile of books. The scroll is marked with the orbits of the 8 planets. A straight line is drawn out across them from the sun, marked with today's date, and the words planetary alignment. Gain 1 clue, then discard this search token. Oops. Destroying the house. For my action, I will attack the druid.
Don't you want to pick up stuff first and then attack it?
Yeah, sure. You quickly close on your foe and direct a slash across its stomach. If you pass, your blade leaves a bloody gash in its wake. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage plus your test result. So agility is only 2. This is not good. I'll re-roll with my lucky rabbit's foot. Nope. I have no clues.
You got 1 hit on it.
Yeah. I will attack it again with my second action. Oh, good. I get to use strength this time. 3 dice. Still only 1. Can't re-roll. No, I didn't. I don't get to count that. I have to succeed. Well, that was awful. The air begins to shimmer with heat. The shimmer becomes a glow, enveloping Carolyn Fern. Carolyn Fern suffers 3 face down damage, observation negates, and she flips 3 damage face up. 4 dice.
You can do it, Carolyn.
So I'll get 2 face down. Then I'll flip them up. Stinging pain. Drop 2 random items and flip this card face down. Minor injury. No additional effect. Flip it face down. Cannot hold on to this knife. 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop the spell.
Thought it was just common items.
Random items.
Okay.
A robed figure appears from a side door and begins searching around. Upon seeing signs of other people, the figure yells, "There is someone here." You hear a muffled response from another part of the state. "Get rid of them. Spawn a dark druid as indicated." Tired of these druids. The robed figure sneaks into the dining room and comes face to face with Eugene. The butler yells in fright and flees into the entryway. Move Eugene as indicated. Dark druid moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator, then it attacks the investigator in its space. Dark, another one. Monster attacks. druid curls inward and writhes with abject agony, producing from a tattered robe a horde of small rodents that scurry toward you. Agility 2. I only have 2 dice. Well, I did not pass. If you fail, the horrible fangs and claws tear into old wounds. Flip 2 damage face up, then suffer 3 face down damage. So I'm going to drop 2 more items. And then I suffer 3 face down. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range. I guess it's this one. The figure cavorts and capers a savage and unsettling dance to music that comes from nowhere. Make a lore 2 check. If you pass, you recognize the dance as a harmless folk ritual. If you fail, your revulsion causes you to stumble blindly to a solid surface, suffer 1 face down damage and 1 horror. Lore is 3. Oh, I pass. Thankfully. In the mythos phase. Alright, what do you want to do? Are you going to attack it?
Yep. No, I'm going to steal all your stuff.
Bladed. You spring forward with a flurry of quick thrusts, probing for an opening. Agility 2. You got 2. If you pass, your blade pierces the enemy's flesh. The monster suffers damage equal to weapons damage plus your test result. So 2 plus 2, 4. Alright, you got 1 more action. Why is it
My
not?
next action,
Oops.
I'll be good. Discard 1 of your face down damages.
Okay.
Could have stolen all your stuff, but I decided not to.
Alright. I'll pick up my stuff. Then, oh, these are flipped face down. I will discard a horror. That ends my turn. Without warning, your feet take off under someone else's command. After what seems like hours, you are back where you started, and the exhausting trip ends. Each investigator suffers 2 face down, strength check negates. So you get 1 face down.
Hold on. I still got 1 room left.
I'll use a reroll. Got 2. So no more damage. There's 2 spaces. 1, 2. Then attacks each investigator in the space. The figure chants in an ancient language. Make a lore check. You need 2 successes. If you pass, you recognize the spell for what it is. Jump to safety. If you fail, hideous, writhing black vines burst from the ground around you and slice at your flesh with their Icarus thorns. Suffer 2 face-down damage. I get an extra die when making a lore check. Four dice. That's so awful. Yeah, I'm gonna get wounded and there's nothing I can do about it. While wounded investigator cannot perform the move action more than once each round. Discard all of these. And I gain the wounded condition card. Oh, these are spells. Where are the condition cards? These. There we go. All right. Jua begins to sway gently, undulating limbs that should still have the structure of bone underneath. Make a will check. 1 success. Pass. If you pass, your eyes make sense of the clever movements. If you fail, bad stuff happens. I pass. All right, your actions.
Guess I'm gonna attack the druid.
Oh, have to end this phase. Bladed.
Uh-huh.
You clasp your blade firmly and swing in a wide arc. Agility 2. Oh, 4 successes. Jude is dead, thankfully. I can only move once.
I still get another action.
Yep. Well, this is the same room. Right.
That was a doorway.
Move. Oh. Yeah, the door counts. So that's 1, 2. Yep. 1, 2.
Thought you
And
could only move one.
I can only perform the move action once. I'll spend another action to discard a face down horror. Not much else to do. And the investigator phase. A spell leaps unbidden into your mind. This mythos event affects investigator with the lowest willpower out of 5. You attempt to decipher the spell. Make a lore check. Three successes. If you pass, you realize casting it would be a terrible idea. If you fail, the words you mumble somehow twist in the air and turn into writhing, shadowy tethers affixed to every limb. Suffer 3 horror and become restrained. Well, it's a good thing you passed. Alright, what are you going to do? Exploring this. Amidst the mundane paperwork, you find a weathered page covered in strange script. Someone scrawled a note in English across the top of the page. Speak these words for great power. Can you recite it?
Yeah.
The Eldritch words take on a life of their own as you speak them, reshaping your mind with new understanding of the script you are looking at. The lights flicker and you hear a whisper in your ear. Power comes with a price. Gain the wither spell, then discard the search token. Those are spells.
Guess I'll go here.
Weathered door stands at the end of the hall. You hear bizarre noises from the other side. When you try the handle, you find the door is locked. Keyhole sits beneath the brass door handle. Well, that didn't say that took an action, so I guess you can do something else.
Guess I'll come here.
You're gonna go there, then I guess I'll go in here. So my movements are limited. The refrigerator has been left cracked open, leaking a pool of water onto the floor. Search it. You pull open the heavy refrigerated door and reach in to rifle through the haphazardly stacked food. You recoil in horror as the severed head of a goat falls to the floor with a sickening thud. Suffer 1 face down horror and gain 1 clue, then discard the search token. Just get rid of the horror. At least I got a clue. When the scream begins, you believe it to be a human being crying out in fear. By the time the last echoes die, you can only conclude it is some sort of wild beast, far closer than you would like. Each investigator suffers 1 face down horror. You start to hear the sound of voices chanting unison from another part of the estate. The ritual is nearly complete. Someone stopped though and spawned a dark druid as indicated. 'Cause 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 'c As the cultists burst into the entryway, Eugene yells with fright, "Not again." Dark Druid moves 2 spaces. 1, 2. Moving faster than you anticipated, the Druid exhales an oily smoke inches from your face.
What is it with you and these druids?
Oh, I pass. You pass, you wait the foul smoke away before breathing. So avoided something. The drone of 10,000 locusts echoes from the druid's open mouth. Another will check. And a pass. If you pass, you ignore the improbable phenomenon.
I'm gonna go here.
A heavy chest sits in the corner near the bed. You notice scuff marks on the floor to indicate that it is regularly moved. You drag the chest across the wooden floor and hear an audible click. You look under the chest and see a small alcove in the floor holding a jumble of electrical wiring. You seem to have triggered something, and now you can hear a steady ticking from within. You attempt to rewire the device to stop the timer. Tap to attempt the puzzle using observation.
Four. Alright, I get 3 moves. Okay. That long one all the way up. The short one right over here to the left. Okay. That, no. That one down. Oh, I need another movement.
You shouldn't have moved that to start with.
I had to in order to move the one across.
Alright, well, that's as far as you can get.
Yes.
Did you start in that room? Do you have another action left?
I do have another action left.
So you could do it again.
Yes. Okay, did move it back. It was observation, right?
Yep.
I'm going to use a clue token to make that. Okay, the long one all the way down.
This one.
Yes. And now that bar all the way across.
You did it.
Those I'm good at.
You deftly cut wires and twist others together to reroute power. As the ticking stops, you hear a click from the other side of the wall out in the hallway. Gain 1 clue, then discard the search token. Alright, so I'm going to assume that door opened, but I have to deal with this druid.
Did you choose anything?
Yes. So I'm going to fight the druid. I'll attack with a bladed weapon. With the flourish, you lure your foe off balance, agility 2. I'll use a clue to convert that. You pass, you drive your weapon at your foe's throat. The monster suffers damage equal to weapons damage plus your result. So it's going to be 3 damage. Alright, so that was one action. My next action.
Do you still have the movement?
Restriction, yeah, it's permanent.
Oh, okay.
1, 2. Alright. We will end the investigator phase. A strange vaporous color fills the air. This mythos event affects each investigator in the bedroom too. That's men. The foul mist invades your every thought. Become dazed. You wonder where the fog came from and what it is. Make a lore check. If you pass your call story you once heard and cover your mouth until the color leaves. If you fail, the vapor burns your throat and lungs. Suffer 2 face down damage. You can convert one of those.
Don't I pass?
Oh, yeah, you only need 1.
I still am dazed though, right?
I don't recall. It would have been in here.
It was also insane.
Oh. No, it's that one.
Till the end of the turn, I can't use clue tokens. Alright, so it's my turn.
Sure. It's one action. Weathered door at the end of the hall is cracked open. You hear bizarre noises from the other side. As you open the door to the unfinished attic, the stairs and walls creak as if exhaling a breath of dusty air. Everything in the room has been pushed to the sides, and a massive circle of runes has been carved into the floor. Discard this explore token and place the attic tile and a wall as indicated.
I think the attic is a big one.
Yep.
And the wall goes here.
There.
Wait.
On the far side of the attic, furniture and other random items have been pushed up against the wall. Among the items, you spot something useful. Place the axe common item as indicated. Two robed figures stand across from each other over the ritual circle, chanting. The one nearest to you seems to be in some kind of trance and hardly acknowledges your approach. Spawn a dark druid as indicated.
Where does it go?
There. The other figure lowers the hood of his robe and points at you with an ornate dagger. What are you doing on my property? You are meddling in things you do not understand, and you will die for it. Spawn a priest at Dagon as indicated. This is William Vanderbilt.
I think I accidentally put it on your Amex instead of mine.
Priest to Dagon. Should have a figure.
It's okay.
Let's run with this one. That's probably a cultist.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't even have the right hat on him.
William Vanderbilt begins chanting a heinous incantation that causes reality to warp and shift. A single massive creature of terrifying description slips through the fabric of reality and into our world. Spawn of dark young is indicated. Oh, that's bad. Oh, it's probably in here.
We should have one because we've done this one before. Where does it go?
Looks like it goes in here. The ritual circle on the ground is scattered with candles, skulls, and other trinkets. If you could get these ritual components, you could stop the cult's vile magics and have enough proof to condemn the Vanderbilt family. Place an interact token as indicated. It's on this side.
Oh.
You may move one space into the explored area. You must interrupt the ritual taking place before it is complete. Aren't yellow lines impassable though? There's no door to there. Oh no, it's only impassable if it's dashed. So, yeah, you can just move into there. That was your actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 left. So, move 2. And then I guess I interact with this.
You're not going to pick up the axe?
That would be an action. I'm trying to stop
Yeah.
the ritual. Ritual circles carved into the ground and scattered with the components. You attempt to retrieve the ritual components, but a malign energy protects them. You try to disrupt. Using your gut and scraps of knowledge you have gathered, you attempt to remove the items without triggering the defensive magic. You may discard any number of evidence to convert an equal number of clues into successes. Don't have any of that.
I have 2 evidences.
I don't think I have evidence. No. I do get 1 additional die when making a lore check, so I get 4. Got 1 success. Oh, I used my lucky rabbit's foot. Yeah, that takes an action. That takes an action. So I got 2 successes. You remove several items successfully, but you trip up, causing the magic lash out at you and burn your skin. Suffer 1 face down damage. Alright, so that will end the investigator phase. Really hope we don't have to kill that Dark Young to win. The corridor in front of you twists and stretches on forever. It is impossibly long. Impossible. Investigator in a hall or alley suffers 2 horror. That's none of us. And now you'll pay the price for that power. The lights flicker and the air crackles with electricity. Suddenly, reality seems to split before you, and a terrifying creature slips through from an unknowable space beyond. Spawn a hunting horror as indicated. No, it's right there. One
I'm
space
gonna
away.
die.
Where's the dark druid?
Right next to you.
Oh. Okay. It's going to attack me. Moving faster than you anticipated, the druid exhales an oily smoke inches from your face. You get 5 dice. Only got 1 success. If you fail, you gasp, drawing the substance deep into your lung and immediately start to convulse with shooting pain, suffer 2 face-down damage, and become stunned.
Oh, I forgot to get rid of this last turn.
Continue. Vanderbilt moves up to 2 spaces to be within range as many investigators as possible.
Oh man, it'll stop at you.
Find the stun card. Probably gonna die. Wounded and stunned. Vanderbilt's hand makes a twisting gesture. Suddenly, you feel a hook dig into your mouth, and with a sharp tug, it begins to pull you closer. Observation 2. 4 dice. I have 0 successes. If you fail, your cheek begins to bleed as you are reeled in, suffer 1 face down damage, and move 1 space toward the monster.
You're already next to the monster.
Dark Young moves 1 space toward the nearest investigator. Moves again. Moves 3 spaces toward the investigator within range with the highest health.
That's me.
Creature circles up into the air above you, then drops a heavy stone down upon your head. Suffer 3 face down damage, strength +1 negates.
One negated.
So,
I still take 2.
2, and you're stunned. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against a monster within range of the highest horror rating. All horror checks have been resolved. Tap the end phase button. Who has the highest horror rating? It's a 3, a 2, a 0. No, it's got to be a 6. Pretty sure it's that. Bracing its body against the ground, the abomination heaves and coughs and vomits an unending torrent of blood. Coppery smell overwhelms you. Make a will check of 2. You pass, you suffer only some mild nausea. Suffer 1 face down horror, become dazed. You can convert 1. Right. So you still suffer one face down horror and become dazed. Five dice, I can't get there. You fail, you scream and scream and cannot stop screaming, suffer 2 horror, and become dazed.
Why'd you do his horror check?
Huh?
Why'd
Says
you-
each investigator.
Oh, you have to do his also?
I'm in range, I'm adjacent. Alright, what are you going to do?
Discard 2 damage. I discard that.
Get
And
rid of
that's
stunned.
1 action.
Oh, it became dazed, right?
How do I fight that thing?
You just choose to attack it.
Oh, Lord. I guess I gotta do that.
With bladed.
Yeah. I have a blade or a firearm now.
Throw full force of your weight behind a vicious stab. Make a strength check.
I'm so strong.
Oh, you pass. Alright. Damage equals to weapons damage plus your test result.
4.
You get 1 more. Alright, well, I will attempt to disrupt. Okay, lore check. So I get 4 dice. Two more successes. Carefully performing each step, you remove the components from the ritual circle. Almost immediately, some of the malign energy seems to fade from the air around you. You have put an end to the cult's vile scheme. Gain the ritual component's unique item, then discard this interact token. What did I get? Ritual complete?
Ritual components, unique item. Unique as this. So you gotta try to leave with it.
There's so many monsters in the way.
Yep.
Oh, I have evidence. Alright, well, I guess I attack something. I'll attack Vanderbilt, I guess.
I thought the druid was easier.
Oh lord, it's 6. I'll attack the druid. Get agility +1. 2 + 1 is 3 damage, so kill the druid. That was my 2 actions. You've done all your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Now the pain. With a start, Carolyn Fern snaps out of a fugue state to see smashed finery and deep gouges on the nearby walls. Could she have caused this damage in a blind rage? Carolyn Fern suffers 3 damage, strength +1 negates, and she flips all of her damage face up. This is going to be really bad. I do get 4 dice at least. One. I have no clues. So I'll suffer 2. And that's going to kill me.
You're within range. You can use one of my reroll. One reroll. I mean, it won't.
Oh wait, I haven't used my rabbit's foot.
Won't give you the 3 you need, but.
I'll use my rabbit's foot first. Nope. And you'll give me a roll.
Well, I mean, is it going to make a difference at this point?
I won't die if I
Okay.
get one more. Okay, so just flip it all face up. Minor injury, no additional effect, no additional effect. Well, that was actually pretty lucky. But I do have ruptured eardrums. Roll 1 fewer die while resolving an agility test. Vanderbilt twitches, and a thick, wet length of kelp lashes out and seems to latch onto you. The cold plant matter is as heavy as chains. Make a strength check. Nothing. You fail. The kelp constricts around your body, suffer 2 damage, and become restrained. Okay, now I die.
No!
All my items are in that spot. Good luck. Did kill the druid though. That's gone.
Bye-bye.
Dark Young moves 1.
Nobody dare. Nobody dare.
The beast stalks into the shadows and circles around to attack from the rear. Suffer 2 face down damage. Observation -1 negates. Alright. Suffer 2 face down damage. You are caught by surprise and staggered, become stunned. So this thing. The creature makes a strange whistling noise that pierces through the din of flapping wings and whipping tail. Make a will 2. Fail, you are deafened for a moment, and through the ringing silence you hear the distant sounds of screams. Suffer 2 horror and become dazed. Does that equal your sanity?
I'm off by 1 on both of them.
And submit those phase. Alright, you get to do stuff.
waste the damage to
No,
get
wait.
rid of
Hold on.
what?
I died, so I think you only get like limited number of turns. When an investigator is eliminated, he drops all of his possessions in space and removes his investigator figure from the board. The remaining investigators have a single additional investigator phase to attempt to complete their investigation.
There's no way.
Alright, well, we lose.
Poor Ming.
So close.
The loss of your fellow investigator leaves the group in shambles. You struggle to continue the investigation, but the loss of your ally proves devastating. You flee the scene, leaving the matter unresolved. The injuries you have suffered and the traumas you have endured will never truly heal. The knowledge of the dark things that lurk in this world and your failure to halt their machinations will haunt you for what little remains of your miserable life.
Alright, well, Cthulhu wins this day.